welcome to another edition of Attack Rap. Zach Scribner and Adrien Mousseu, joined by Deni, Goure, and Nolan Seed of the Owen Sound Attack. Guys, how are you doing tonight?
Good.
Let's start out with some news around the league. We'll start out with the OHL Player of the Week. Anaheim Ducks prospect Mason McTavish of the Hamilton Bulldogs is the OHL Player of the Week. He recorded 4 goals, 3 assists for 7 points in 4 Bulldogs victories. McTavish found the back of the net in all 4 games. He's registered 40 points in 25 games between Hamilton and Peterborough this season, collecting 33 of those with the Hamilton Bulldogs. Patrick Lever of the Oshawa Generals is the OHL Goalie of the Week, going 2-0-0-1 with a 2.52 goals against average and a .933 save percentage, as the Generals collected 5 of possible 6 points and clinched a playoff spot in the OHL playoffs. Lever was kept busy making 111 saves in 3 outings. He joins Barrie's Matt Guzda as the second netminder turn Goalie of the Week honors 3 times this season. William Portocalis has been named the Huron Tractor Attack Player of the Week. William recorded 4 points in 2 games. He had a goal and an assist Friday night at the Sleeman Center and followed that up with a 2-goal performance against the Windsor Spitfires Saturday. Portocalis enters Friday's game against the London Knights on a 4-game goal scoring streak. Let's take a look at the OHL standings beginning in the Western Conference. It appears the Windsor Spitfires are running away with the top spot in the conference. They have 88 points on the season with 63 games played. In second are the London Knights, who lead the Midwest Division with 81 points. The Flint Firebirds are third in the conference with 81 points, 4 ahead of the 4th place Sioux Greyhounds. The Greyhounds defeated the Sarnia Sting 8-2 last night. The Guelph Storm are currently 5th with 71 points, 1 ahead of Owen Sound, who are 6th in the conference. The Storm do have 2 games in hand on Owen Sound, though. In 7th are the Kitchener Rangers with 59 points, 3 ahead of Erie, who hold the last playoff spot with 56 points. The Sarnia Sting are 9th, but they're only 1 point behind Erie. The Rangers, Otters, and Sting all have 6 games remaining on their schedule. The Saginaw Spirit will be one of the 4 teams in the OHL draft lottery for the first overall pick, as the Spirit are last with 45 points. To the Eastern Conference, the Hamilton Bulldogs lead with 97 points on the season. They look to be the first team to hit 100 points in the OHL this year. North Bay are second in the conference with 84 points. The Battalion are currently on a 4-game winning streak. Kingston and Mississauga are tied for third, but the Frontenacs have 3 games in hand on the Steelheads. Barrie is 5th with 72 points, but they still have 7 games remaining to finish off their regular season. Oshawa is currently 6th with 64 points, 2 ahead of the 7th place Ottawa 67s. Peterborough currently holds the last playoff spot with 56 points. That's 5 ahead of Sudbury, who are in 9th. And then the Niagara Ice Dogs are last in the conference with 48 points. Now let's take a look at the OHL scoring race. Wyatt Johnston currently has the most points across the CHL with 119 points for the Windsor Spitfires. Rory Cairns has hit the 40-goal plateau. He's second in league scoring with 107 points, 3 ahead of London Knights captain Luke Evangelista. Lucas Edmonds is now the fourth player across the league to hit the 100-point plateau. Brandon Coe is 5th in league scoring with 97 points, 3 shy of 100. Logan Morrison of the Hamilton Bulldogs has 93 points. That's 4 ahead of Brendan Othman of the Flint Firebirds. Former attack forward Mitch Russell is 8th in the scoring race with 85 points, 1 ahead of Kingston Frontenac forwards Jordan Frasca and Shane Wright, who ran out the top 10 with 84 points. Let's turn to the Attack's top 10 in scoring, where guest of the show, Deni Goure, leads the team in scoring with 58 points, 3 ahead of Cedric Guindon. They've each appeared in every single game for the Attack this year. Servac Petrovsky is 3rd with 51 points. That's 2 ahead of Ethan Burrows, who's 4th with 49. Colby Barlow is 5th in team scoring with 44 points. He's just 2 goals shy of hitting 30 goals in his rookie season. Nick Porco has 41 points this year. He's 6th in team scoring. He's recorded 28 points in 38 games this year after the acquisition from the Barrie Colts. Stepan Makachek is 7th with 38 points, 2 ahead of Sam Sedley, who has 36 points on the back end for Owen Sound. Rookie Gavin Bryan is 9th with 34 points, and Logan Lesage rounds out the top 10 with 26 points. The Ontario Hockey League has announced the top players for the month of March. For the 3rd time this season, Dallas Stars prospect Wyatt Johnston of the Windsor Spitfires is the player of the month, producing 13 goals, 17 assists for 30 points in 15 March games. He posted multi-point outputs in 11 of his 15 contests, scoring 4 game-winning goals as the Spits played to a record of 12-1-0. First-year Saginaw Spirit blue liner Pavel Minchikov is the OHL Defenseman of the Month for March. leading all defensemen with 15 points for 5 goals and 10 assists in 13 games. The 2022 NHL draft prospect recently competed in the Kubota CHL NHL Top Prospects game and registered 3 different multi-point outings for the Spirit in the month of March. Minchikov became the only OHL defenseman to record 6 points in a game this season, March 11th, setting a Spirit record for Blue Liners by scoring twice and adding 4 assists in a 7-6 victory over Owen Sound. Draft-eligible Owen Sound attack forward CEDRICK Guindon is the OHL Rookie of the Month for March, recording 10 goals, 8 assists for 18 points in 14 games with a plus-minus rating of +9. Guindon had points in 11 of his 14 March contests, producing 5 multi-point performances. He became one of 5 OHL players to score 4 goals in a game this season, March 4th, providing the attack scoring in a 4-3 overtime road win over the Guelph Storm. Guindon was the first attack player to win OHL Rookie of the Month since Archer Gabris did in October of 2011. Marco Constantini of the Hamilton Bulldogs is the OHL Goalie of the Month for March, playing to a perfect 9-0, 0-0 record with a 1.03 goals against average, a .960 save percentage, and 2 shutouts. Constantini stopped 214 of the 223 shots he faced over the month of March.
Now to the CHL Team of the Week. Leading forwards ranks is Dallas Stars prospect Logan Stankoven of the Kamloops Blazers, who through 3 appearances collected 4 goals and 5 assists for 9 points, highlighted by a 4-point performance versus Prince George. Also up front is St. Louis Blues 2021 first-round pick Zachary Bolduc of the Quebec Ramparts, who impressed with 5 goals and 3 assists and for 8 points in 3 outings. Rounding out the forwards ranks is OHL Player of the Week Mason McTavish. On the blue line, Florida Panthers prospect Evan Nas of the Quebec Rampart dazzled with 5 points, counting 2 goals and a trio of assists, coming in 3 appearances. Also on the back end is Chicago Blackhawks 2021 first-round choice Nolan Allen of the Prince Albert Raiders, who through 3 outings registered 1 goal and 4 assists for 5 points. Between the pipes, 2003-born netminder Nathan Darvaux of the Victoriaville Tigres shined through 3 appearances in coming up with a pair of victories alongside a .959 save percentage and a 1.34 goals against average.
Before we kick off the episode, congratulations to the Mississauga Senators, who won their very first OHL Cup championship. They defeated the Toronto Junior Canadiens 6-2 last night. That was their lone loss for JRC all tournament. Making all the storylines was 2007-born Michael Mousseu, who set a new record for points in a single tournament. Mousseu was the first player to record a hat trick in the final game of the OHL Cup, and he added 2 assists. He had 20 points. He broke the record of 19 points held by Connor McDavid. Mousseu is one of 3 players seeking exceptional status for the OHL priority selection at the end of April.
Now, guys, that was a long intro, but here we are finally with Deni, Goure, and Nolan Steed. The most important news of the week, the Owen Sound attack clinched a playoff berth. How excited are you guys playing the playoffs? Deni, you for the first time, and Nolan, you for just the second time.
Oh, okay, I'll go first. Yeah, obviously it's exciting. It's what we've worked for pretty much all year now. So to get that opportunity, I mean, it seems like forever since I've played in the playoffs in this league, but and obviously Deni for the first time, but it's what you play for during the regular season is to compete in the playoffs, and to have the opportunity to do so is obviously exciting, and I'm looking forward to getting to the Bayshore and playing some meaningful hockey games.
Yeah, it feels good for sure. Being missing out on my first season, missing out on playoffs, right before, and yeah, hopefully it'll be a good experience, especially for the group going next year for sure.
Now, at the beginning of the season, in our second episode of Attack Wrap, we had your GM, Dale DeGray, and we asked him about the 30-win streak that the Attack organization has. The team eclipsed that mark against the Sarnia Sting. How cool is it to have being such a winning organization?
Yeah, it's obviously something that's, holds a lot of weight here in Owen Sound, and, our coaching staff and, our ownership group and management, they always, put a pretty high emphasis on that streak, and that's rightfully so. I mean, it's pretty impressive, Owen Sound being a smaller market team and having the success that we've had. And just to be a part of that is pretty cool.
Yeah, I know how much it means to everyone here in Owenstown. They take a lot of pride in their 30 wins every season, so definitely wouldn't be nice to be the group to end that for sure.
Just before Zach asks the next question, just to shine light on what we were just talking about, in the entire CHL, only the Attack and the London Knights claim a 30-plus win season in 11 straight seasons.
Now, Nolan, you mentioned it. It's the second time playing in the postseason. What do you remember from your rookie season in the playoffs?
Yeah. You know, that was a long time ago now. I was 16 at the time and, you know, didn't really know what to expect. And, you know, we had the Sioux in the first round and, you know, obviously it's not the closest trip. So we had to go up there and play 2 games and we actually, we won the first game, you know, which was obviously unexpected after trading away guys like Suzuki and Dursey and Phillips and guys like that. So, to be able to get in there and, you know, just kind of gain experience, you know, playing with, you know, a team that was, you know, labeled as the underdog, to get in there and, you know, get the first win of the series and, you know, come back to Owenstown with the split was pretty exciting. You know, obviously after that it didn't really go our way, but, you know, it was just good to, you know, experience the playoffs and, you know, just to know how different the games are, from regular season to the playoffs.
We can start with Nolan on this one and then go to Deni afterwards. The Attack only have 5 players that have played in the OHL playoffs. Igor Chibrikov, Nolan Seed, Mark Woolley, William Portocalis, and Nick Porco has the most playoff experience on the team. Guys, most of, if not every team is in a very similar situation to the Attack with a lack of playoff experience. Do you think that lack of postseason experience will give this postseason a different feel, or do you think the lack of games played and 2 missed playoffs will fuel players and fans for some fun games once playoffs begin?
I think it'll be much of the same. You know, obviously guys haven't really had the experience of playoff hockey in the OHL, but, you know, playoff hockey is playoff hockey and, you know, the intensity just gets ramped up that much more. And, you know, regardless if people have played in the playoffs here or in previous leagues, obviously, I think it'll be much of the same. You're definitely going to feel the intensity kind of ramp up. And I mean, I felt it even in the last couple of games here in the regular season, you know, all the games, you know, they just feel a bit different and they're going to feel that much more different in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, I agree with Nolan for sure. Our team, a lot of guys on our team have played in playoffs before, and this is just the next level of playoffs. It's going to be a different game, and I'm excited to be able to be a part of it this year.
Like you mentioned earlier, Nolan, you guys were ousted in 5 games the last time that there was a playoff game or playoff series here in Owenstown against the Sioux Greyhounds. This time around, it looks like you guys will play one of 3 potential teams, Flint, London, or the Sioux. A lot of math left, still some games to be played, but what excites you about those 3 potential matchups?
You know, I think just the success, you know, we've had success against each team. You know, obviously we haven't beaten London yet, but we haven't really played them with a full lineup either. And, you know, we've had a lot of 2-goal or 1-goal games that could have gone either way. And, you know, with the other teams, we've had a little bit of success against them as well. So, you know, I think in our dressing room, we're just confident that if we come out and play the right way, you know, we can kind of take on and beat anybody. So we're not really worried about who it is, just kind of worried about making sure we're in the right spot leading into the playoffs.
Deni, what excites you about that? About those 3 potentials?
I'm excited about the matchup because ever since we've been playing some really good hockey of late, and we haven't got to play those teams during our good stretch of hockey, so we really haven't seen them, and we don't know like how capable we are against them. I know we had success against Flint earlier in the season, but I'm pretty excited to surprise some people for sure.
Okay, and of the 3 teams, I have to ask, who do you guys want in the first round?
I don't know.
I'm thinking. I think I want.
No, he cut out.
I was going to say, was that the only one?
I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, Deni, you're giving a good answer and you cut out there. Your Wi-Fi cut out on us. Maybe it's because Dale DeGray cut in and didn't want you to give an answer.
Yeah, he muted. We'll take that, actually. The hockey guys don't want us to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Not at all.
Oh, no, okay. Nothing. Now we can hear you.
Nothing. Not even a word.
We'll leave it at the mystery of your billet house.
No one's gonna know.
Now,
Uh,
Deni, due to the pandemic, the playoffs in your rookie season were canceled. However, you were able to suit up in your minor midget season with the Chatham Maroons for 4 playoff games. You tallied 1 assist as a 15-year-old. What do you remember from that series that you can apply to this one coming up in 2 or 3 weeks' time?
It was honestly a great experience, being able to play up for them. It was a different level of hockey going from minor midget to junior B, and just all the guys in that dressing room. They had, I think, 7 OAs that year, so all those guys were so much older than me, and it was a different experience for sure. How intense playoff was, and they ended up losing, and just that feeling in the room. They were expected to win, and they got beat by the underdog. So it was a really good experience for me.
Yeah, I did.
Go ahead.
Deni, I was teaching in Chatham at the time, and the word around town was Deni Goure is playing for the Chatham Maroons. So everybody was going to Chatham Memorial Arena to watch Deni Goure, the 15-year-old, play hockey.
Yeah, it was a great time. It was lots of fun.
Now, before we watch Friday night's highlights from the Sleeman Center, quick note for fans at home. Tickets for games 1 and 2 of the playoffs went on sale yesterday at 1 p.m. Tickets can be purchased through the McVicker and Macomb Sun Realty Attack box office, in person at the Bayshore, over the phone by calling 519-371-7452 or online at tickets.attackhockey.com. Roar together, roar louder than ever. Attack playoff hockey is back. Now let's go to Friday's game against the Guelph Storm.
It in the neutral zone, flubbed his pass though. He hit the skate of Portocalis, and that won't cause a turnover as Owen Sound will try and get things going in their own zone. They're going to ice this puck. No beating to it, and they score! Just like that, in the blink of an eye, Nick Porco with number 21 on the year, and it's 1-0 attack, not the start that the Storm were looking for, as Owen Sound looking for more. They hold this in, tip play there, and it's still loose, and it's in an open net, they score! And look who it is, it's Cedrick GUINDON, our player to watch tonight for Owen Sound, and that's why, as he will bang home a rebound, it's 2-0 Owen Sound.
Players like that do not miss that too often.
Here's Cooper Walker as he scores to 2-1. Now here they come again, scores! Pass the job on the one-timer. Reset in his own zone for Captain Mark Woolley, and now a breakaway the other way for Owen Sound, they score! It's Burrows, and he cleanly beats Bennett, walking down Main Street with no one in front of him. To the captain. Woolley's outlet feeds a nice one as he finds a teammate cleanly, and a low arch shot scores. It's been a firework display here in the first period. 6 goals between these two teams. And now a high shot, and they score! Bumping it to Pappas, looking for a lane. Pappas walks in, scores! And down, and Owen Sound won't clear. Okatundu will get another chance at it. He turns it over to McFarland, to Walker, scores! Back to Walker. Seam play Pappas. Up top Profaka. There's Walker! Scores! The game is tied! Carry in and cut into the middle. Jilkin once again. Spinning, firing! Scores! Deni Dangles ends it in overtime as the Storm complete a wild comeback on a Friday night.
The final game between the Owen Sound Attack and the Guelph Storm goes to overtime, and it was a 6-5 overtime win for the Guelph Storm. Now, Nolan, a quick start for the team, scoring 5 in the first 20 minutes. As far as I can remember, do you think that was the best performance by the team this year in the first period?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we've ever scored 5 goals in the first period before, so probably that's the best performance we've had so far in the first period this year. But after that, the wheels kind of fell off, and they kind of took it to us a little bit. So if we were to play the whole game like we did in the first, it obviously would have been a different outcome. But as a young team, we just need to learn to play with the lead and be able to keep that lead, especially going into the playoffs.
Now, Deni, this has been a little weirder of a season. It's only your second season in the OHL, but you guys played the same team 12 times. Did you enjoy that format, and did you enjoy playing the Guelph Storm 12 times?
Probably not. I think it'd be better to play all the teams in the league. It's pretty cool being able to go on the Ottawa road trips and stuff. So like missing out. I got buddies on teams from the other conference, and I haven't got to see them all year. It'd be pretty cool to be able to play against them.
Now, Nolan, you're back to being fully healthy with a normal visor rather than the full face shield. How much of a difference is there first off with the full face shield, and what challenges are there wearing it compared to just a regular visor?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm happy to be back in a regular visor, but you know, guys give it to me all the time they did give it to me all the time that it wasn't a big difference. But I actually noticed a huge difference just with like breathing, and you know, some rinks are warmer than others, and you know, it gets pretty hot in there with the full shield. But yeah, I'm obviously really happy to you know, get that off and be back to fully normal. But yeah, I struggled a little bit with it.
Speaking of being healthy, Deni, you're one of 4 attack players this season to appear in every game in the 2021-22 season. Personally, what are some of your keys to staying in shape and being healthy throughout this season as we approach game number 65?
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like I've been pretty lucky so far to have been able to not like. I've just been lucky so far. Honestly, obviously try to do the right things here and there, but I think it's just me being able. Like, I don't know. I've been pretty lucky to stay in the lineup.
I believe it's you, Cal, Ethan, and Cedric GUINDON, the 4 that have played every single game for the attack this season. Now, guys, before we start the quiz, what are some of your personal superstitions and one you have with other teammates?
I think it's just like normal stuff, like handshakes and stuff before the game. Deni and I have a pretty good one, but other than that, nothing really. It changes. I mean, sometimes you'll have a good game, and you know, as hockey players, you think, "Oh, that's definitely why I had a good game," so you'll do it the next game. But I don't know, nothing too crazy. But for me, it's just handshakes. But that's more of a routine, I find.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm not really a big superstitious guy. I just have handshakes before the game, and that's probably the only thing I do before every.
Oh, recently, Deni and I have been crushing ice caps before the game, and that's been working. Pardon me?
Right, that's a superstitious. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how long that goes, but I'm loving it. So.
Yeah.
It's the little Tims before the game. So guys, it's time for the quiz. I know you guys haven't been in school lately, but it's time to get back to school, and I have a little quiz prepared for you guys. It's all about you guys and it's how much you know the other player. So the first question is the question I ask every week, but how many points did the other player get in its minor midget season? So Deni played 32 games and Nolan played 41 games. And Deni, just to note, when Nolan's minor midget season, he actually played for the Smith Falls Bears U18 team, not U16.
I wouldn't even have known that.
Yeah. I'll go first, I guess. How many games did he play?
32.
Now, you were like not a great squad, eh, Chad?
Alliance Player of the Year, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 52.
Oh, Deni, do you remember what you had?
I thought it was 53.
Yeah, you had 53.
Oh, I thought you.
We count
you acted
within
like
3.
I got it.
We count within 3. That's a correct
All
answer.
right.
And
So,
Nolan played within 41 games.
Yeah, defenseman of the year too, Deni. By the way.
all right. I'll go 55.
Whoa!
For a
No, not that much.
16-year-old defenseman playing in a U18 team, he only had 20.
25.
Talk about yourself too much.
Yeah, that's winner. Hey, it's whatever it takes to win here.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe
now
I
you guys
was one
gave
away.
you guys gave a few answers away here. But the next one, Nolan, what accolade was presented to Deni at the OHL Cup in 2019, despite the fact that its Chatham Cyclones were not participating in the tournament?
Yeah, that's impressive, actually. You guys weren't even in the tournament. You still got it. Obviously, Alliance Player of the Year.
That is correct. So,
That's
Deni, what
impressive.
accolade was Nolan presented in 2018 prior to being drafted in the first round by the Attack?
Defenseman Player of the Year.
For what? Do you know for what?
I
league?
got. The Ottawa.
The Ottawa League.
Yeah, Eastern Ontario Hockey League. Next question, Nolan. As a youngster, Deni was known around his town, the massive town of Grand Point, as a dual sport athlete. What other sport did he excel in?
The correct answer would be baseball.
That is that correct, Deni?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, Deni, to what I've heard, you had to make a decision at one point between hockey and baseball. Is that
I
true?
did, yeah. It was tough. If I wanted to go the baseball route, I would have probably had to move away and play higher up baseball because, I would have to move from Chatham. And honestly, I was having fun playing with the team I had in Chatham, and I thought hockey would be the better option for me. So it was a tough decision, but yeah, I chose hockey.
You're a shortstop, is that right?
Yeah, shortstop and pitcher.
All right. Nolan Seed's hometown of Newborough, Ontario is roughly an hour and a half from Ottawa. How many attack teammates have ties to the Ottawa region? This is a question for the both of
Well, I know it for sure.
you. Okay.
It's like ties meaning like, just like, are they from there?
From there or have played in Ottawa?
Okay. Yeah, hammer it, Deni. I definitely know.
Jeez, wait. 7.
Ooh, close. Nolan, do you know?
Well, I got to count. So we got Lawrence.
Yeah.
Myself.
Yeah.
Seti.
Yeah.
Oki Tundu.
Yeah.
Oh, this is bad. I'm going to forget somebody.
Missing 2 guys. There's 6.
Sage, for sure.
And then the last one.
I got to go around the room. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Chief?
Oh, Chafer. 6.
Yep. And then
That's what I was saying. I guess
We'll have to cut the quiz off there. We can return to it on the other side of the break. We've hit the time. We'll throw out the trivia question, though. Cedric and Owen, we mentioned, earned Rookie of the Month honors. Who was the last attack rookie to get Rookie of the Month? It was over basically a decade ago, but call into Mark Perry at any time before the show ends, and you can win 2 tickets to Saturday night's game against the Kitchener Rangers. Stick around on the other side of the break. We'll have the last half of the quiz, Saturday's game against the Windsor Spitfires, and plenty more here on Attack Wrap on Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by NHL Center Ice. Follow the teams and players you want to watch no matter where they play. NHL Center Ice is part of the Rogers Super Sports Pack.
Calling all journalism students, Omni Television is once again awarding scholarships to qualified students pursuing a career in third language journalism.
Canada is a multicultural country, and I know that there are a lot of people like me out there. We need a support to do our job in our native language.
Omni is home to a variety of locally produced current affairs programs and daily national newscasts, broadcast in 6 languages. To learn more about Omni scholarships, visit omnitv.ca/scholarships.
Hi, I'm Carol Merton, host of HealthLink. HealthLink is a program connecting home, community, and healthcare. Please join us on Rogers TV for a program to learn more about resources and services available to you and to your family. Take care.
I'm Cal Ewens, defenseman with Owen Attack. Go behind the scenes with your favorite team on Attack Wrap every Tuesday on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the quiz. Co-host Zach Scribner and Adrien Mousseu, joined by 2 former first-round picks of the Owen Sound Attack, Nolan Seed and Deni Goure. Guys, we got halfway through the quiz. Let's finish off the other one. Here's Adrien with the second half of the quiz.
All right. Now we did on the first half is mostly about you guys. Now we're going to dive in a little bit into since you guys have clinched a playoff spot, we're going to go a little bit of playoff trivia for the Owen Sound Attack. Okay. First question. We have 3 questions here. This one is specifically to Deni. The last time that the Owen Sound Attack played in the playoffs, who did they play?
Sault Ste. Marie.
Okay. Yep. You were listening earlier. Good job.
Oh, yeah.
Next question. Who is the Owen Sound Attack all-time leader in playoff points?
Ooh. I mean, I guess I can't ask for a hint, but I want to say Hish wouldn't have made the playoffs in his first year. He probably did the second, third. Joey Hishin.
Okay, Deni?
I said Joey. Did you not hear me?
Oh no,
I didn't hear you.
Oh, I must have lagged out.
Actually, let me change my answer then. If it's not Joey Hishin, it's probably Nick Suzuki.
Ever heard of him? Nick Suzuki,
my
37
boy.
points in 34 games. So, and if they wouldn't have traded him away, they would have had a lot more. So now you guys, that's the record you guys are chasing. All right, Deni, 37 and 34.
All right.
How many times, last question, how many times has the City of Owen Sound's name appeared on the J. Ross Robertson Trophy as the OHL champion? To put it into perspective, the trophy has been handed out since 1911.
7.
7? I'm going to say 3.
You did your homework. Nolan Seed 3 times. The Owen Sound Grays won it in 1923, 1924, 1926, 1927, and then the City of Owen Sound didn't bring back the championship till the Attack did it in 2011.
Yeah, because I remember listening to like the feed or whatever of the last time they were winning it, and they said like they hadn't won it in so long, so couldn't have been that big of a number.
And Nolan Seed's probably done the best out of any single player we've had on the quiz this year.
Yeah, that's an A+ for Nolan Seed. Deni, I'm going to give you a solid B. You're good at entertainment. You wrote your questions down correctly, but didn't get the right answer a couple times. But it's okay. It's okay.
I've been here a long time, so I expected that.
Now, guys, before we go on to Windsor's highlights, a question for Deni. Earlier on, we mentioned CEDRICK Guindon, OHL Rookie of the Month. Deni, what have you seen from him that you like about his game? And second, how do you feel his game complements the line of him, Barlow, and Servac Petrovsky?
As soon as he started getting confidence, he started taking off. He started becoming one of our better players, and it's been huge for him. He was struggling at the start of the season, but then once he got his confidence, he became one of our best players, clearly. And for that line's just been probably one of the best lines in the league recently. So it's been pretty unbelievable, and we have high hopes for the future here for sure, probably.
Now let's throw back to last Saturday's highlights against the Windsor Spitfires.
We were diving out. Chance for Cooley off the post. It comes to Maggio near side. Spits keep the pressure on. Cooley a shot. That's stopped by Votary, and he'll hold on. Across now to Ryan Abraham. Back to Renwick. Fires it on goal. Rebound, they score. Miedema at the side will put it home. And the Spits strike on the power play to take a 1-0 lead. Hands it off. Parrott looks across. Pass is caught by D'Amico. Renwick across. One-timer. Scores. What a rocket there by Porco. Got dumped as he got hit. Here's a chance for Bryant coming in. Save, rebound, scores! Nick Porco gets the attack on the board. Goure will keep it on the half wall. Deni Goure tried to work it down low for his line mate Burrows. Comes back to Goure. Blue line Oki Tundu. Not a lot of time and space to Steen. A redirect. They score! William Portacalis. Goals in 4 straight games, and he ties it up 2-2. Face off one back to Chibrikov. Chibrikov with a shot, deflected, rebound is there. Change, Ewens for Oki Tundu, pass miss, Renwick, passes into the slot, there's a shot, they score! D'Amico falling down will fire it home to give the Spits the lead once again. Broken up by Sobolev and shot right back into the Owen Sound zone. 80 seconds remains in period number 2. Look out, Johnson surges in, wraparound, he scores! Fakes, Hano waits, lots of bodies in front, goes to Johnson, he scores! Back-to-back goals for the Spits here in the final few minutes of period number 2. Pounces on it, goes to Maggio. Maggio delays with a wrist shot deflected, comes to the side, they score! Abraham on the backhand will put it home. Moves it over to Goure. Goure will look to get around Rebo. Pulls up, stops, looks across. Ewens, Portocalis, a shot, he scores! Short side, Portocalis, his second of the game. The Windsor Spitfires run the win streak up to 10. Double digits now for the top team in the West.
The Windsor Spitfires defeat the Owen Sound Attack 6-3 Saturday night at the Bayshore. Now, Nolan, you guys held the OHL's leading point scorer in Wyatt Johnston to 5 points in the season series. What was the game plan going up against the Spitfires to limit their high-powered offense?
Honestly, just, with a player like that, he's pretty hard to stop completely. In my opinion, he's the best part of the league, and you just have to try and do your best to contain him, and kind of try and take away his time and space. But good players like that, they're so good at creating space for themselves, and no matter how much you kind of key in on them, he's going to get his chances, and we just have to try and limit those. And honestly, I thought we did a really good job of that. And then there's that 2-3 minute stretch in the second period where we just kind of fell apart. And, like I said, with guys that are that good, and they don't need, every mistake you make will kind of end up in the back of your net. So, but it was a good learning lesson for us. So you got to take that into the playoffs for sure.
You mentioned that they're a tough second period. You guys allowed the 3 goals, and the biggest takeaway is losing Mark Woolley to injury. We can start with Nolan and then go to Deni. What has Mark Woolley meant to you guys during your time here in Owen Sound?
He's huge. I've obviously spent a lot of time with him, ever since he, got traded here from Guelph. Really he's, a heart and soul guy, and he's the foundation of a team like ours. He's put his face and his body on the line for all of us, and he would stick up for anybody. And you just can't say enough of good things about Mark Woolley.
Yeah, like Nolan said, he's been an unbelievable captain for us this year. And ever since I came to the team as a rookie, he's always treated me well, made me feel comfortable here. He's just a great guy to have around the room, and hopefully he can get back to playing in his last year.
Before we go on, we want to congratulate Lisa Murdoch. She knew that Artur Gavris was the last Attack player to earn Rookie of the Month. That was in October of 2011. So over a decade that an Attack player's won Rookie of the Month. But congratulations, 2 tickets to Saturday night's game versus the Kitchener Rangers.
Now, Deni, we talked about the schedule a little bit earlier. You guys played Guelph 12 times, but you were kind of lucky in a way that the schedule was a little strange. Grand Point is in the middle of Sarnia, London, and Windsor. You must have faced them more than any other 3 teams. Did you get to see your family and friends a little bit more this season because of the schedule?
Can you hear me? Now?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it was pretty nice. We had so many games close to home, so I'd have a lot of family going to the games, and it was nice for them to be able to watch me a lot. And I'm sure it's tough for some other guys like Nolan having no games in Ottawa, but it was pretty fortunate for me, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So in that same breath, Nolan, you were unable to head up to Ottawa for the annual trip. Did you miss going back home? And in another note, were your parents able to come down more this season than they would have in previous seasons because you didn't make that trip up?
Yeah. Obviously not being able to play, in Kingston or Ottawa. I'm actually closer to Kingston. But not being able to do that swing was obviously, it sucks. But yeah, my parents were able to, come up quite a bit and see me, and, which was great. But, not being able to do that Kingston Ottawa run was definitely unfortunate for sure.
Now, Deni, I mentioned it at the beginning of the show. You lead the team in points scored despite Cedric Guindon creeping up on you. What's been your personal key to success offensively this year, mostly playing with Ethan Burrows and Nicholas Porco?
I've just tried to stay with it, like there's games where I go a couple games without a point and I just try not to let it rattle me and know it's eventually going to come. And, I've been fortunate to have a pretty successful season and I hope I can keep it up. And it's been nice being able to play with good players for sure. Like me and Burr have been playing good all year. Porco's been a great add to the team. He's brought in lots of leadership and, he's a veteran in this league. He's played so many games and I've been fortunate to play with some good players this year.
4 games left in the regular season for you guys, a road game at Budweiser Gardens, and then you host Kitchener-Barrie and then the Kitchener Rangers, the last game to finish off the regular season. First off, guys, the final game against the London Knights this year with the opportunity to beat them for the first time. What's some areas the team will have to focus on to be successful at Budweiser Gardens on Friday night?
It's a must-win game. Obviously against London and, teams that are kind of our rivals. You don't like losing to them, and obviously we haven't beaten them at all this year. So we have to win this one. This one's for pride for sure.
Yeah, it'd be nice for sure to be able to beat them this year. At least it'll be a huge game going into playoffs, and we at least beat them once this year, and it's a big game for us.
And then after London, the 3 final games will be played in Owen Sound. We're starting to see some larger crowds at the Bayshore. We can start with Nolan and then go to Deni here. What's your favorite thing about playing at the Bayshore?
I think just obviously, like you said, the fans. We're blessed in Owen Sound to have a really loyal and loud fan base, and having them finally be able to kind of pack the building has been awesome. The last couple of games have been back to what it normally is at the Bayshore, and it's nice to see.
It's really nice being able to play in front of fans every night. It makes a big difference being able to play in front of a packed stadium every night. It sucked COVID, no fans. It's just a completely different game. It sucked playing without fans, but now that it's full capacity, especially going into the playoffs, it'll be awesome.
Now, guys, we have a special feature coming up next. We usually have an interview with an assistant coach, but we were able to get a special feature made by our partners in Durham. Before we get to that feature, in recent weeks, we have seen Eve Gascon play as a goaltender in the QMJHL. What is your reaction when you heard of her success?
It's unbelievable. It's pretty cool to see, what she's doing, and, obviously having the success that she's having. I think that's awesome. I think growing up, I think she's obviously the first girl to be doing this, and, it's pretty impressive to see the success that she's having, and it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think it's pretty impressive. I've never seen it before, so it's obviously really impressive, especially that she's had success and she's had a win. It's pretty impressive for sure.
So on April 3rd, the Oshawa Generals hosted a women's in sports night at the arena. So who better to chat with than the 2-time Olympic gold medalist? Rogers TV's Ali Monroe caught up with Team Canada's Natalie Spooner. So we'll head to the feature now.
In the spirit of Women in Sports Night, I'm catching up with one of the most recognizable and successful athletes to come out of Hockey Canada's women's program, the 2022 gold medalist, Natalie Spooner. Natalie, thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on today.
Of course, how could we not? There's finally been a well-earned conversation and a bit of an attitude shift around women in sports. What have you noticed has been the best change in maybe the past year?
I just think all the momentum and just how we've been running with it. And I think, you see so many ladies out there that are changing the face of sport. And I think that, as an athlete, I feel so inspired to just see all these other ladies and to see what they're doing. And I think it's just one after another that it's like a woman is empowering another woman, and it's just, we're all coming into this together, and just the momentum I think is amazing. And it's what we deserve. And we're just, we're getting that bit of spotlight. I still think there's more to be had for sure, but I think that we're using that momentum in the right way.
I feel like this Olympics was extra special with that spotlight shining a bit brighter on this team. Can you talk a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, I mean, every Olympics is different, but everyone is amazing. And this one, obviously, there was lots of ups and downs to get there, but we got there. And I have to say, our team, I mean, it was amazing being part of this team. The ladies were awesome. I think it was the closest team I've ever been a part of. We had so much fun, everything we did. And I think that, it showed on the ice too. When we got to the game, we were just so prepared that we could have fun on the ice and we could enjoy ourselves and enjoy the game. And I mean, there's not much more to say. Whoever watched us, I think could feel that and see it. But I mean, it was amazing. And then to bring the gold medal back to Canada and be able to share that now with Canadians, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better.
You've gotten to do that a couple of times now, but you're right. The energy was like palpable. We could feel it here in Canada. But there was some energy off the ice as well. I saw this really cool video of you guys doing like a synchronized dance. I really want to learn it. Pre-game ritual. How does implement something like that encourage like the younger generation to want to be a part of a team like that? Not just for the gold medal success, but for that camaraderie that you see between women.
Yeah, I mean, I could teach you the dance one day for sure. Actually, the dance kind of arose out of the pandemic because we couldn't be together all the time. So we had to do a lot of like virtual sessions and kind of tried to keep us entertained if we were locked in a hotel room. And that was one of the things we got to do was learn this dance, and it kind of became a staple and eventually became in our warm up. But I think that it really just brings you back to how fun the game of hockey is. And it's okay, like you can be intense and you can be strong and you can be powerful out there, but you can also dance it out at some point and have fun with it. And I think that it does it reminds us to have fun with the game. And I mean, I see little girls all the time having so much fun and I'm like, oh, like this is what it's all about. So like, hopefully young girls can look at us and be like, they see us in them because that's how they are. They love the game. They play because it's so much fun. And I think we're just doing the same as they're doing.
You're all amazing role models. I'll ask you one final question, Natalie. You hinted at it. We have a bit of a way to go. What's one thing that you hope improves over the course of the next 365 days for women and sports coverage?
Yeah, I mean, I guess for myself, being a female hockey player would be to have a professional league that, allows girls and women to have a career out of hockey. I think, when you see those young girls and young boys and they all want to play in the NHL because that's the only thing that's known that's a career. So, if we can keep fighting to get a professional league where girls are paid a livable wage, it's a professional environment, I think it's just the game of women's hockey is going to take off. Not saying that it hasn't, the game is growing so fast, but it's those next steps after university that, we need to really keep pushing for it and to get that pro league up and running.
I hope to see that very soon. Thank you so much for joining me for this conversation and for all that you're doing for women in sports.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on.
And just to put on just to clarify a few things, there were 3 goaltenders in the CHL that I've ever played, all coming out of the QMJHL. Charlene Labonte, Manon Réaume, and Eve Gascon becoming the 3rd. And here in the OHL, Taya Curry just last season became the first female player to be drafted into the OHL. I know I'm a coach for the Owen Sound Ice Hawks team, and the girls love watching female hockey, and I think it's something that needs to happen personally real soon. So with that being said, guys, it's time for another episode of What's in the Hat. I got some new questions for you guys. We'll go with Nolan first, then Deni, because if Deni gives an answer, Nolan's just going to laugh the whole time. Let's go. First question. If you couldn't be a hockey player, what would you be?
Oh, like what would I want to be, or what could I actually be?
Like profession? Because I know you want to be an NHL hockey player. What would you want to be?
Oh, I'd love to be a pro golfer.
The Masters are coming up.
Oh yeah.
Deni?
Obviously it'd be pretty cool to be a baseball player. Played growing up.
Now, you said you were a pitcher or a shortstop. What would you want to be at the major leagues?
I don't know, because I feel like I was a better pitcher than a shortstop, but then pitchers don't get to hit, so it's pretty tough.
Yeah, sure. Nolan, you said golf. Who's your choice for the Masters?
Tiger. No. Probably. I got to ride the hot hand. Probably Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah. My guy's Patrick Cantley. He missed the cut last year, but I think he's gonna do some damage here this time. Next question. Best nickname on the team.
Rick.
Mystic Porks.
Oh yeah.
So Rick would be Nick Chenard, and then Mystic Porks for Nick Porco. I also heard, Nolan, that you gave Nick Porco a specific nickname because of his number. Is that you that gave him his number or his?
Zook.
Yeah.
No, we don't. We call him usually. Usually, it's just Mystic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question. Best arena food. So it can be from your local arena that you grew up in, or any just food that you like having at it.
Ooh, I don't know. No idea.
Probably the popcorn at the Bayshore. I've had it before. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played, I've been out so much this year. I've gotten to try a lot of the popcorn from different rinks, and the Bayshore is definitely the best for sure.
That's a popular answer around town. Best and worst chirper on the team. This is always one of my favorite ones.
The best, probably Mystic. And the worst, definitely Deni Goure.
Come on. Best is Mystic, and worst has got to be Tail Short.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's a new one. I haven't heard that one. We usually get Sam Sedley as the best chirper, but I like hearing a new name. Okay, so favorite goalie to play against.
Oh, jeez, this is like
Brad Brochu.
Former Chatham Cyclone.
My favorite goalie to play against, maybe Goose now, just because I like playing against him. He's a good friend.
Yeah, good answer. We have 3 questions left. Who is always the last to the rink? The one that you are waiting on.
Is this a trick question?
No, we will skip that. It's been we are 8 for 8 with Cedric and Oki Kendo.
Oh yeah, nobody even close.
All right, favorite subject in school, other than phys ed.
I liked history, kind of. I thought history was interesting. It was at least something I could sit through and be somewhat interested in.
Nice.
Art class, maybe.
The next man go. Deni Goure. And the last question. This one is irrelevant, but we already know it. It's your favorite sport other than hockey. So.
Yep, gotta be golf.
Yeah.
Basketball.
Oh, basketball. Deni coming off the top ropes.
No joke.
Are you a baller?
Yeah.
Do you play for the Patriots back in the day?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go. I said I was joking right after.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
There we have it. Another edition of What's in the Hat. Now, Nolan, we mentioned favorite goalie as a defenseman. Who's one forward that you find is challenging to go up against when he's flying down the wing?
Like I said earlier, probably Wyatt Johnston. I mean, I think he's the best player in the league for sure. So probably him for sure.
Oh, sorry, guys. Differences you both might have noticed in your game since the beginning of the season.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't really hear it.
Yeah. What's one difference that you've seen in your game since the beginning of the season?
Myself or Deni?
Yeah, yourself, your game. What's one thing?
For me, it's been kind of tough just because I haven't really been able to, kind of get super comfortable. I feel like, I'll start playing good and then I'll, kind of get hurt and, but I don't know, maybe just, pardon? Oh, somebody talking?
No,
Keep going, Cedar.
just you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I've had a hard time getting comfortable this year just with all the injuries.
What was the question? Yeah, I was lagging when you guys were talking.
Yeah. What's one aspect of your game that has improved the most over the season, in your opinion?
Improved during the season, I'd probably say my D zone, because towards the start of the season, I got up to -20, and recently I've been keeping it at -20 for a while. I think it might be under -20 though, but it's definitely improved a bit.
I believe you're at -18 right now, Deni.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there you go.
If it was going, I should have been -40. So
might win the Masters.
Now, Nolan, final question. We only have about a minute and a half left. How challenging is it for you personally down the stretch here, logging more minutes, a few defensemen injured on the back end, and especially having different defensive partners as we wind down the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm just happy to be playing and, back healthy. So, obviously it's great being able to just be healthy and be back in the lineup playing with the guys on a nightly basis. And, obviously I want to play a lot of minutes and, I feel I can do so. So being able to do that, it's been good. Obviously it's tough seeing, teammates get out, and obviously I know what they're going through, but yeah, it's just nice to be back and being healthy and, being in the lineup on a nightly basis.
To finish off the show, when we had you guys on the first time, we did a thank you for those watching back home. Maybe this time a message you have to the fans of Owen Sound for their support this season, especially coming up here in the playoffs.
Just a big thank you. Obviously sticking with us through, obviously some really hard times, and now that we're able to have full capacity and they're able to, pack the Bayshore again, just to extend our, thank you and thanks for sticking with us, and we appreciate it, and we look forward to playing in front of you guys in the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of, like Nolan said, thank you guys for showing the support. The support's amazing from our fan base. It's one of the best in the league for sure, and it's just a big thank you for always making sure the Bayshore is packed, and I'm excited for playoffs to see how much different it is.
Guys, thank you for joining us, and two former first-rounders for the Owen Sound Attack. Next week, we'll have on the two most recent first-round picks, Cedrick Guindon and Colby Barlow, here on Attack Wrap on Rogers TV.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
I am not a streamer. I am an entertainer that streams on Twitch. Let's get it right.
This is authenticity.
I don't think we could have imagined that chess influenced